Hi guys, it's Nancy here and I am back with my mini album share from the supplies that I showed you in my last video. Well, things went a little bit just went a little bit crazy. So I showed you one of these albums. I ended up making two for one 4-day trip, which I know is totally extravagant, but I was just really enjoying working at this 4x4 size and all the supplies and stuff that I had ready for it. So yeah, I really enjoyed making that. So I did get another album for those. I have then just made a little bit of elastic just to go around them because they are quite chunky, these albums. If you go over to the Hey Little Magpie blog, I'll put the link down below in the cleavage bar, then you'll be able to see how I kind of put these together, and also kind of just like my method of working on putting together a mini album. So I did end up making a front cover for these because I said I had two of these albums, and unfortunately I ended up scratching this one when I was moving around, because I'd kind of like made these I've been making these at a crop. I then made them at the caravan and kind of moved around a bit, so I actually ended up scratching that one up a bit. So I decided to just make these fronts, and all this is a silhouette cut file, just here of a circle with polka dots. This again is a silhouette cut file that says road trip, and here's a little embellishment cluster, which you'll see throughout the album anyway. So, as I said, ended up making two of those. Also made some little labels for the side. So this says a road trip 2015, and these just fit into this lovely little bit of gold, what is this called, metalwork at the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a quick flick through. I will also put a few stills at the end of this video, but if you do hop over to the blog, you'll also be able to see those stills. So I will start with the first one, and as I said, I really enjoyed working at this size. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can actually see. And as I said, I used a real mixture of supplies with this, but mainly used the Amy Tangerine Stitch collection and the Amy Tangerine Rise and Shine collection. So I had these wood veneers left over from a Scraptastic kit, so I wanted to include those in, so I've just kind of made a little front page with that. These cards are from We Are Memory Keepers, and I did use my Amy Tangerine stencils. She has brought some new ones out with her recent collections. I have actually some of her older ones here, but I do want to get some of her newer ones. So did just take some of these cards and do some little stitch designs, and I really love how that adds some texture to this album. Again, just made a little bit of a front cover here, again using these embellishment clusters which I made up beforehand. Again, if you see on the blog, you'll see how I worked through doing that. And then I'm just going to kind of go through this really quickly because there is two albums. These cards are from 7 Paper, which is Studio Calico's kind of new brand. And these are 4x4 journaling cards, and they are absolutely perfect because a lot of the cards you can find for the 4x4 easy albums are more kind of like decorative cards. So I really like these, how simple they are, and they came in the range of colours, and they were absolutely perfect for adding all the journaling to this album. I do also have these little pockets here, and I really love these because I have been able to include sort of little bits and pieces in here. So this is kind of just a transparency days of the week, so they work quite well. And then also these are just little maps to show actually where we travelled, and then these are some of the We Are Memory Keepers cards. And I kind of kept these pretty simple, and then basically it just follows the chronology of our trip, so us sort of setting off, filling up with petrol at a really tiny McDonald's, and again I kind of like just carried on this geotag kind of on all these cards where I was talking about a place. Again, these are the sort of shots from the trip. There's a few empty journaling pages in here because these are ones that my boyfriend will be doing his journaling on for this trip, but as I haven't seen him, I haven't actually been able to get him to do that yet. So he knows he's got to do it, so I've just put little post-it notes in here to say that that's where he'll be writing his little bit. Some of these 2x2 little pages I just kept really simple, but I just love how it broke things up. So you've got these cards from We Are Memory Keepers, which are die cut, so they have little see-through bits, and then I use some of this Doodlebug vellum as well, which is kind of see-through but not quite. I also included some ephemera in here, so this is a little business card from somewhere we stayed, and just talking about our hotel. Our hotel hadn't been decorated since the 70s. It was amazing. We had like a round bed and like a blue suite with tiles and carpet in the bathroom. It was quite tragic but quite funny. So I've just included some pictures of our room. Then the first place we went was actually Eastbourne, down on the south coast, so this got some little pictures there, and as you can see I'm including these little embellishment clusters, so kind of using the washi tape and the different embellishments, and I made these all before I actually put the album together, so I was able to just stick them on the pages and use some of these little simple stories bits as well. Just zoom in so you can see the 2 pages. So as you can see, it's really simple. I've then used these lovely Webster's pages, alphas, just to put titles on the pages, and I'm going to use some wood veneer and a few of the Amy Tangerine die cuts, but not too many of those. Again, I've used some stitching templates, which I really love these. I don't know why I don't do more stitching, because I really love how they turned out. And again, this is just, you know, it's very photo heavy, but we did, you know, it was just a relaxing, nice trip for us, so I wanted to include all the photos that we took. Again, this has got some of the Hamleys, no not Hamleys, Alison Creft transparency through, because it just breaks it up and I like how it looks. And then again, this is one of the die cut pieces from Amy Tangerine. So just pictures of my boyfriend and me, places where we ate. I do love to take pictures of food, which I think is really perfect for these like little albums, because you know this literally documents our trip from when we left home to then when we returned home, so I really kind of like that aspect of it. So yeah, little snapshots of food. I do take most of my photos actually in square mode on my iPhone, so it kind of meant that it was really easy to resize these photos. It's kind of like some selfies. And then again, moving on to the next day, again I've got one of these dividers, which is kind of quite hard to show here on camera, but this does say Tuesday, so that's the next day. And then I've got these, the map prints, to show where we started and where we ended up that day. So again, this is just documenting our breakfast and the fact that yet again we tried to eat out and there was no croissants. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that me and my boyfriend kind of always play the croissant gamble of whether we're actually going to go out and eat croissants, because 9 times out of 10 we'll go to eat them and they'll have sold out. It doesn't matter how early we go. And the guy who worked at this cafe said, yeah, it's like the first time they've ever not had croissants on like a Tuesday morning. So just documented that and a little bit about the story, what we were up to. Again, this was just a little coaster that I picked up, so I have included some ephemera in here. We then moved on to Hastings the next day, so again just some pictures of the beach, and again these little clusters that I'd pre-made and just adding some wording on. Again, some silly photos of us kind of pulling silly faces, and again I've used a few stickers just to add some interest, these little cork cars, which I really love. And I must say, these page protectors are really, they're thick, they're a nice quality. And these are the We Are Memory Keepers ones. I know that there's also Becky Higgins ones in the shop as well, and I don't know what the quality of those is like. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the Project Life page protectors. I find some of them are not great quality, but these ones are really thick, nice, tough plastic. Again, some more stitching, and then this was just actually using her alphabet one, and I kind of put that together. That wasn't kind of a set design, so I really like how that one worked out. Some pictures of us having a car picnic. you know, which is always fun. And then we travelled up the coast to Dungeness, which is a place I'd spent many happy memories as a child, and he'd never been, so it was nice to be able to show him that. Then kind of where we stayed the second night. This is a picture of my boyfriend in a cupboard. I'm going to do a whole layout about that one. And then again, we had a bed picnic that night rather than go out and eat. So there's a picture of me and my boyfriend sitting in bed, snacking away, him pulling a funny face. And then again, this is just a couple of filler cards, but I wanted something to just end the album. And I really like these. I mean, again, they don't necessarily serve a purpose, but I really like how they look. So that is the first album, and as I said, I have just stitched a little piece of elastic together just so I can keep this closed to make it easier to store. This is the second one, and I started this again with one of the wood veneers, but I put this on a piece of the acetate. So this one says Adventure, and again this is one of the ones from a Scraptastic kit. This one starts on the Wednesday, so again I've got the little Wednesday tag, and again the maps of where we went. This is a picture of my boyfriend once we found a croissant, because this hotel we had breakfast included and they had croissants. So again, it's kind of a running joke with our trips away. We then headed over to Dover, to the White Cliffs, and went up on the cliffs. It was very, very windy and high. I'm not too great with heights, but again, this is a place I've gone a lot as a child, and so I wanted to take him up there. And again, some more stitching here just as a filler page. Some Money Amy Tangerine cards, and some of these I've not cut off, so I've let them go above, and some of them I have. Again, it was very windy up there, so some funny pictures of us just at the top. And again, as I said, we took loads of pictures. And again, there's a little bit of ephemera here because this was our parking ticket that we had to get in. And as it said, the White Cliffs, I thought that would be perfect to include. And I've actually just stuck this onto a piece of the transparency, and just where it's backed against the other card with the white, it just kind of shows up really well. And again, some more lovely images up on the White Cliffs. Again, more silly faces of me and my boyfriend. It's, you know, it happens a lot. Again, there's another page there for him to do some journaling. A picture up of Dover Castle. We didn't go in. I've been in there many times as a child, but we didn't go in. But there's a picture of that. Again, a couple of filler pages, and I really love the look of the transparencies with like this cork and that, especially these iconic icon shapes. They work really well because back to front, it, you know, it doesn't really matter that, you know, you've kind of stuck it down. And I just used a little bit of ATG and they stuck down on there fine. And these pockets are quite snug as well, which is good. They're kind of quite true to size. Again, so there's some more documenting again about a place we ate. Again, this is a restaurant where me and my family have always gone, and it was nice to take him there. So there's a picture of our food. Random shots again. This is a place that I've been in my childhood, and I wanted to show him. This is then the last place that we stayed, so this is the last day, well, the last kind of evening where we were, and we stayed at this absolutely beautiful like little pub boutique hotel. It was very posh. It was far too classy for us. We had a lovely 4-poster bed with beautiful wallpaper, and we had a balcony and everything. So again, I've just documented that and written about some funny things that happened while we were there. Again, some more stitching. I just took a close up. Again, our key for this hotel was on like a big old key, and I was like, I have to take a picture of that because it's going to make a lovely picture for a page. And again, another little filler one. It just kind of breaks it up a little bit. This is the view of the balcony over to the river, which is absolutely beautiful. And again, funny pictures of me and my boyfriend talking about what we ate that night. Again, some more pictures of food. This is basically an album of selfies and food. So yeah, there's some pictures of our food, which, you know, we like to include. Again, I've just done some little things. I can use some old stickers and stuff from my stash as well. Again, some dessert and stuff we ate. This is just a screenshot of my phone of an app that there's a very long story to me and my boyfriend and playing this game, and this is the epitome of a date night with us. So I wanted to include that in there. Again, just done some more little filler cards here. This was our last day, so it's just talking about what we done, kind of like what we did on our last day. So again, there's a few pictures here from the breakfast we had, and they had pigs outside, which did feel a little bit bad for eating bacon sandwiches while there's pigs outside. Again, another blank page here, which again I've just date stamped using, I used 2 roller date stamps for this album. They both are Amy Tangerine ones, the blue and the orange one. And so I've just stamped the dates there at the top, ready for when my boyfriend wants to write in there. The end of this trip, we had actually known each other. It was kind of the anniversary of meeting, and we'd known each other 9 years. So that was kind of the point of that. So we just took some funny little photos to include kind of on our 9th anniversary of knowing each other. Even though we've been like a couple 3.5 years. So long history there. And again, just using some little stickers here and writing a little bit about that. You took a picture of me there looking a little bit gormless. You will probably have seen these pictures if you do watch my channel, because I have scrapped these. These are just some funny kind of like pictures of me and my boyfriend took out on the balcony, some funny outtakes and stuff here. I really love these pictures, and I just wanted to include them in there. These are some really old Maggie Holmes gold ones that I found while kind of coming towards the end of this album. And again, just using some of those Webster's Pages ones. And I like how, you know, with these transparency bits, you can kind of see through them as well. We then went into Canterbury for the last day, again somewhere I've been a lot, and we kind of didn't do much, kind of done a little bit of shopping and stuff. Pictures of us with some drinks. We brought some American candy as well. That is my slushie. And then just a little bit of talking about going home and our journey home, and me driving. Again, another picture that my boyfriend took. It also included in here, we had a map of we picked up, which kind of didn't include all the places we went, but did in general. I originally picked this up with the idea of actually cutting it up to use for embellishments, but I decided to do these little embellishment clusters with the wood veneers in pieces, so I didn't use that. But I decided it would be a really good thing just to include in here, and it actually folded up perfectly into this 4x4 pocket, so that can be pulled out and looked at in detail. And again, just finished off the album here with a little another one of those 4x4 pages. So that is a flick through completely of this album, and as I said, a lot of it is just photos with a little bit of embellishment, with the journaling kind of sporadically put through. But I absolutely love how this came out. This is like one of my favourite projects that I have worked on in a long while. I said I just really love how it kind of captured everything we done in that week. Well, 4 days. So that is my 2 ones, and again I like that it kind of looks duplicate. You know, they're the same but different. So thank you very much guys for watching. I hope, as I said, you've enjoyed just this quick flick through. Not that it was quick, but do pop over to the blog where you'll be able to see more information about all of the supplies that I used, and also some close-up pictures as well. So thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!